nature's fury, where colossal beasts reign supreme. The hunt begins. This is Loot, Lore, and Lights. My name is Adam, and I'll be your guide through Monster Hunter Wilds. Together, we'll uncover the secrets of mighty predators, the stories that are buried beneath their claws, and the unbreakable will of those who dare to challenge the chaos. Prepare your weapons and brace for the hunt. The wilds are unforgiving, and only those with courage shall prevail. Hello and welcome back. It is another episode of Loot, Lore, and Lights. And as you could tell from the intro, today we're talking about Monster Hunter Wilds. And as it just so happens, I have my hunting companion with me.
I believe I'm known as Gerald on the Wilds. But this is Gerald. Back at y'all again.
And Gerald, and we have another guy named Rob that we really do a lot of Monster Hunter-esque type games together. We have a blast playing them. Wanted to take a few now where we are today, as of this recording at least. Title 1 update is probably close to a week old, and I'm going to be completely honest, I haven't gotten a whole lot of playtime with it. I have played some with it, but not a whole lot. However, the base game itself, maxed out the content, did everything, got to Hunter rank, I want to say 99, 100, something like that, and was just waiting on Title 1 update to hit. Gerald and I did a lot of different hunts and got geared up ready for Title 1, and we just have not gotten in there together and hit it, have we?
No, not this moment yet. Life just throws, well, not little curveballs, but, keep swinging at us, so life and...
It is a busy time right now. Joe, with these games, I know that we have really enjoyed playing the latest Monster Hunters, at least since pretty much World has come out together. What do you think makes these Monster Hunter games so great and just addictive, I guess?
I would go with a little bit more that they're a little bit easy to get into. They have basically your whole, your RPG covered down. You go on an adventure, you go hunt a beast, you get to craft things. The only thing you don't have is you don't come back and you don't get, you don't go in Mario Kart. Not Mario Kart. Oh God, not Mario Kart. It's like we're not storming the castle and getting the princess. That's all I was going with. Mario Kart. You know where my mind's at. Mario Kart. Oh yeah.
It's almost like you ran off track with your Mario Kart reference.
It did. It did. Yeah, it did. It did. But I thought you were like keep spinning with it though. So
I like some of what you mentioned there. Really up to Mario Kart. But to me, what makes the Monster Hunter games so fun is it's pretty much like a boss rush game. So every hunt you take on is essentially the next boss. They do have some optional quests where you're fighting smaller monsters that are not,
top tier.
Because to me, like you were saying, it's easy for people to get into. Until Wilds, I don't know if that was necessarily the case. I think Wilds has dumbed it down, made it a little bit easier. I don't remember just being able to walk through a game and get 5-minute, 10-minute hunts easy. Like there were times I remember, especially in World, where we would run up kind of close on that timer the first time, like we fought like Nergigante or whatever his name was, and that just never was the case with Wilds. It seems like most of the kills were relatively quick.
I will say there is a difference, and I will say they have lowered some of the skill levels. I'm assuming to try to get other new players into the game. With World, after you get the hang of it, though, you got to remember, me and you were still going. Well, like, okay, oh yeah, that's a wild such. Let's knock it off before we go. Before we go on a real hunt. After you start getting real good at it, all besides the elder dragons now. That you need a whole fight for the elder dragons. I can see what you're going with though, but Yeah.
That's one thing I'll say too is a lot of the complaints I saw for Wilds was that the roster wasn't very deep, and it in Worlds, once they started adding in Elder Dragons, it just really exploded. But to me, the roster isn't, or at least it doesn't seem as small as others. But I can see, like, once you get to that certain point, I know I was hitting the ceiling where the only thing left is to fight 8-star Arkfeld or Tempered Arkfeld.
Yeah, the Tempered Arkfeld. Yeah, it was Tempered.
Yeah, or you can do the dual hunts for tempered monsters, but most of those you could pretty much, sleep in 2 minutes. So
I would say that Wilds at the moment, which is, like I said, it's maybe a month, maybe going on this second month in of being gameplayed or coming out, not really gameplay. It feels like World was more developed by this time. But that's just me saying that. And World was 6-8 years ago.
yeah, it might have even been longer than that. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah,
I do know with Title 1 update coming out, I have fought Mitsutsune, and that was a good throwback to Rise, and we had some fun playing around.
Okay. So this is how much a nerd I was about Monster Hunter and had a new itch. I didn't even own a Nintendo Switch. Surprising, I know, after I made my Mario Kart reference and it's me, Mario, and the princess and all that. Yeah, I understand that. But when Wilds came out and Nintendo Switch was like, oh, we're doing a special for the Monster Hunter World, Rise. And they had a console. I wanted to get the console. I wasn't able to get the console. I had to get a Mario Kart console. I digress. The first game I bought was Rise. And put 300 hours into it. Then sold the Switch.
No, and I went and got the Pro Controller for Rise too. And the funny thing is, we not only did we put that time in on the Switch, we ended up playing it on PC as well. And then I even went back and played it some when it finally released on the PlayStation.
You did. I've tapped out. I'm sorry. And okay, another rant. I'm going on another rant. Sorry. If our companies can just get together and allow us to be like, hey, you own the game already. I'm not even saying let's have the game for free. But let's have our saving progress, what we got going on, and a discount on the game. That's all I'm asking for. Like if you bought it on Nintendo, okay, so I gotta pay the PlayStation charge of $25 to own the game. Maybe. That's still a little much to me, but I digress.
You're like, I'll pay it to move my save data.
Okay, yeah, I would do that. I would do that to move my save data. That's perfect example.
Well, let's get back on Monster Hunter Wilds. There was, we could probably do a whole episode just on Monster Hunter in general, but were there any features that were introduced in Monster Hunter Wilds that you didn't like?
At the moment, the difficult, yes, that seemed like it's turned down way a little lower until they ramp it up like mid-fight, and then you're like, okay, because you're already kind of like playing relaxed to me. I kind of enjoy riding the mount. What's it called?
The Seikret.
Yeah, the Seikret. I enjoyed the mount. It kind of gets a little quick relief. Maybe how they don't show how you cook the food. Maybe kind of like my little kitties.
Yeah, like in the canteen.
Yeah. Coming in there be like, no. So maybe that.
I agree with the difficulty thing, and thinking back on that, I don't know that I really carted once we, I guess, figured out and understood the mechanics of the game early on. Seems like, especially once I got to high rank, I might cart every now and then, but it's not like, oh, I'm so afraid to fight an Arkfeld because I know it's going to be a rough fight. Like, I can pretty much go in there with any weapon and be all right. But for me, the one thing that I did not like, the new feature, was the Seikret. And it's funny that you mentioned you liked it
What?
because I didn't. It removed verticality and exploration from the game that we had with Rise. You were able to, I'm gonna call it web slinging because I can't remember what it is off the top of my head because it's been a while since I played it. But you were able to go, very vertical, and it opened up the map a lot. When you're on your feet too, you explore more. The Seikret auto runs. And so you just mount, you just mount it and it takes you right to the monster. There's no exploration. And then when you get low health, you just whistle for it, jump on it, dart away, sharpen your weapon, heal, because the monster's not going to be able to get to you. And then run and get a plunging attack and potentially mount the monster. To me, I think that added on to making the difficulty even easier. And I did not enjoy that aspect of the game. I didn't like that new feature. I'm going to use it. It's on the game.
I enjoyed that. That was, I like my quick mounts. So I'm like, yeah, I'm on you. Yeah. But after you said all that, that does make it does make sense. Especially coming from if we had to say our next or our previous interest was Rise. It's not web singing. I cannot remember what they said it was. Is it silk?
Silk binding,
yes, silk binding.
And driving the monsters into each other.
Oh yes, I do miss that. I can see where you're coming from, but it is besides the auto running. You have heard me many of times on the mic. Where you going? Stop that! I need you to just pick this up. Yeah, that does get a little frustrating and annoying with it.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I did like from this game that made it, and this also to me probably made it a little bit easier because previous Monster Hunter games, you selected your weapon, and that was your weapon for the hunt. Now you could go back to the tent and choose a different one, but you couldn't just jump on your mount and switch. This game allowed you to carry two main weapons. That one lived on your Seikret until you jumped on it, and you could switch it out. What's your ideal loadout? What were your two favorite weapons?
Okay, well, I'm gonna go like this. I'm so old school. Unless I go back to my tent, I keep forgetting about the weapon, and I guess I will have to have a gripe on my Seikret, because I'll be riding and sometimes I switch weapons without knowing it. Then I jump out like, this is not the weapon. This is not my switch axe. So switch that, baby. I need this one. But to answer your question, I will say I'm going sway axe, switch axe all day. Thank you, Monster Hunter Now, for introducing me to that weapon. My second choice of weapon is the bow. I think you are. Are you a light? No, I think you're the heavy bow gun. I think Rob is a light bow gun.
No, well, in Wilds, I did tend to use the light bow gun more.
Okay, so it's a light bow gun. Okay, so I got them confused between them. Okay, so yeah.
In World, I used the heavy bow gun a lot. Yeah, but I will say, like with Wilds, my two favorite weapons was gun lance. Like I played the crap out of that weapon all the way through pretty much the end of the game. Even still, I have a set build for it. And the second one was surprising to me because it was not one I started with. I started as a backup with the light bow gun, and I know you were playing Insect Glaive some, and I finally just switched over to one to play it a little bit to see. Ended up falling in love with that weapon. That's probably my favorite weapon, especially with them bringing back the aerial dancing back and Rising Spirit Slash. That was the most fun weapon. That's probably why the game was so easy, is because if a monster was too dangerous, I could just hop up and do whatever damage I could. It was, very surprising to me how much I really liked the Insect Glaive, and I could pump damage out with it, and that was a lot of fun. Do a lot of damage on the ground, but you could also do a decent amount of aerial damage because of things like the Rising Spirit Slash. So those would be my two, the Gun Lance and the Insect Glaive.
I will say, for coming from World, they did something to the Insect Glaive that I cannot wrap my head around it. I'm not understanding why, because like you said, Insect Glaive was my my world companion weapon is just something. I'm not really. I don't know. I can't get the nicks with this one. Cause I like to be in the air, flying with it, but for some reason it just not to click with me.
I didn't think it was gonna be one of my favorites, and then I want to say it was when you first fight Arkfeld in the storyline. That was one of the first times I switched to it, and I was like, okay, I can kind of rock with this.
I tried to rock with it. I get carded.
Well, now that you have your loadout, like you got your swag axe,
Okay. Yeah.
what's your favorite monster to hunt from Wilds?
What is the monkey? Yeah, that's the one. It starts with A.
The fire one?
Yeah. What's his name? We have to look it up now. The engine? No, it's not the engine knife. Engine knife is a T-Rex with little baby arms.
The Ajarakan?
Yes. It has to be a Jarkin. Yeah, the Jarkin.
Yeah.
I remember when you had that fight in the arena with the two of them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we have to lock it one in because they're gonna double team us, and then next you know it, we will start locking the gate.
Yeah.
We'll lock the gate.
Wooded Hollow.
Yeah, you was ahead of ranking me, ahead of me, and you got the mission first, and so we did it. Then I get the mission. I'm like, so I have to go.
Yeah.
Do it again. And then I think after that one, I think Rob was behind us, and then we're like, we got to lock the gate. Nah, now we're good. We got it.
Yeah. Just went down there and just clapped him.
Yeah.
You know who my favorite one was? And I do think Arkveld is an easy one to say just because he's the flagship monster and he had neat things with the chains. But my favorite one was probably Jindahad.
The water one?
The ice one. The really big one. He kind of reminded me of an Elder Dragon from World.
What was, and then we already said it, it's a Xenoverse, not the Xenoverse. It's a
Zoshiva. Zoshiva was from World, wasn't it?
What's the one? Yeah, it's that one. I can't remember his name.
Now, I haven't fought that one. It is back in Title 1 in high rank.
Which one? The one we just talking about?
The one you're talking about, yeah. Man, I cannot think of the name of it. But yeah, the true final boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's back in high rank for Title 1. But
really?
Jindahad was probably my favorite because it brought in the aspect of an instant kill attack, and you had to drop things down to protect yourself. Really reminded me a lot of the environmental use that you saw for different fights in World. So yeah, that was probably my favorite one, was Jindahad.
So my another gripe of this whole thing was, say with that fight, and you have to get behind a boulder to protect yourself. If you knock all the boulders off to do damage on a monster, because in the World it wasn't like scripted to me. Raws is maybe just a tad bit more scripted. Well, actually, I'm gonna say a tad more. I'm gonna say it is more scripted to me, because you're like, oh, you get the monster to this, it runs off. Okay, in World you get the monster off. Oh, you ain't going nowhere. Take your legs. Okay, yeah, we're going, and the monster's like, oh. I think I'm going more in Worlds. The monster, if you did something where it's natural fight or flight instant kicked in, it would try to flee. But then if you continue attacking, it's like, oh no, we're just do battle here until you do more damage to it, then it fly off.
Do have a little game we'll play at the end, but before we get there, first thing I would say is just for your average person who might be listening to this, who's like, I've been curious if I should pick up this Monster Hunter game that everyone was talking about that came out a month and a half ago. This is really good. Would you recommend it to anybody, or would you recommend it only to a specific kind of demographic?
I would say every game is not for everybody, so that's one thing. So you got to have a sense of something that you might want to like. Like, for instance, if you do not like how Adam said, the boss rush fighting style, Monster Hunter most likely not be for you. If you have a group of friends that enjoys, you could whip on something real quick and then go on to the next crafting other stuff. Monster Hunter Wilds is for you. If you like solo play, it's still for you. I think it's more enjoyable with other people.
Agreed.
If you catch it on sale, it's definitely for almost everybody to at least try. I'm gonna say good. What would you say the price point if you can catch it on sale and you just want to dip your toes in Monster Hunter? What would this game need to be priced at? I say $40 to $50. If you're a casual player, that will have you good. I want to say almost a month in play. Just a casual gamer. If you're a heavy gamer, 2 weeks. You got
At that point, it's $1 an hour for entertainment too. If it takes you 40 to 50 hours to get to that point, you only paid 40 or 50 bucks for it.
Yeah, so it's enjoyable, and then they're pumping out more content.
That's one thing they do. Yeah, it's a live service game. They'll keep them coming.
Yeah, and it's not too terrible. Monster Hunter has been really generous of doing free updates where they deal with other Capcom's. What would you say? Features?
Collaboration quests.
Yeah, features and collaboration quests. I remember in in World, they did a Devil May Cry one, and I was like, nope, I gotta get off. I gotta collect all these.
That.
Yep, I gotta collect all these real quick. They did a Horizon Zone.
Zero Dawn. Yep.
Zero Dawn. They did that one. They did a Mega Man.
Yeah.
They did a Mega Man. They did a Street Fighter. You got the Hadouken. You had there was so many things they done, and they did a Witcher. They did have a Witcher collaboration, which was kind of neat to play, and it was all free. DLC, on the other hand, and the DLC is not bad when you pay the price. I think you still for $40. Yeah, you're getting like another expansion to the game. To me, you're finding more probably about what you say.
There's a lot. I know Iceborne was really good and worth every penny, and to me, Sunbreak was too.
I'm trying to remember how many monsters they added to that one. Yeah, what's that? They added quite a bit. Like I would say, like 10 monsters at least, easily, and then maybe like 2 or 3 big bosses. And one mega boss that you was like, you scratch your head around until someone was like, I know how to beat it. You gotta throw mega bombs at it. Yeah, that type of way.
All right, so my last thing for you. Like I said, we have a game that we'll play before we get ready to wrap this up. Since both of us are in agreement that, especially if you can catch it on sale, pick it up. I think it's good enough for anybody, and it's dumbed down enough that just about anybody can pick it up. But I do agree with you. If you catch it on sale, $50 is excellent for this game.
That's back, yeah.
But the last thing I have for you, we're going to play Fuck, Marry, Kill. Alma, Gemma, Olivia.
Damn. I'm marrying my blacksmith. That's all I know. I'm marrying my blacksmith. She gonna have to be. See, that's it. We're doing too much. Okay, so if I gotta keep with the game. Gemma.
That's who you're marrying.
Yeah. Emma, I'm doing the thing, and I'm had to kill her off. I can't remember her name. What was that one?
There's Gemma, Alma, and Olivia.
Olivia got to get. I'm gonna have to murder her off. I might try to slide 2 before I do that, but I got. Yeah, she's gonna go.
It's funny you say that because, like, if I had to pick 2, Olivia is my kill.
Olivia, she be trying to strong arm you like that though. You just like. I thought I was. Look, I'm the hunter. I'm that one y'all keep talking about because if y'all play the game, you understand. She's like, I'm so glad that we.
I would reverse the other 2.
Okay, we'll reverse the other 2. Okay,
I'd reverse the other 2, but that I would also, like whenever we started playing the game and I saw Gemma, I was like, that's wifey right there. But by the end of the game, Alma would be would be my wife. She's like, she'd be the one I'd marry. And the reason being is because you know that blacksmith girl, like her hands are gonna be rough as hell.
I don't need the hands. I don't need her hands. Just stroke my scalp with them hands. It's all right. We're good.
Yeah, that was my random question I was gonna throw on you as a surprise.
Well, I mean, it's not an issue. I'm just saying, Gemma's gonna be like more to the point. Yeah, nah. Okay, so we can't get to this point.
Alma seems like the good girl, and she's like your ride or die. Like, you know she's with you.
Yes, she is. That's why she's.
And you can change your outfits now in Title 1 updates.
So man, we can change the outfit. I don't know about all that. Yeah, I didn't know about that. They done switched it up on me. I'm still gonna keep it. I will still keep it what I said. How did she say it? By the how did she say it? By the oh God, I forgot how she said it. What?
The guild authorizes the hunt.
I'm like, I'm already murdered this. Why do you have to say all that? It's already a wrap, boys.
All right, that is gonna do it for us today. I appreciate you joining me, Gerald. Is there anything you want to add or anything you want to say before we close this thing out?
Well, I want to say thanks for having me again. It's always a pleasure. If people want me to keep coming, I'll keep coming on doing these little shorts with y'all.
We appreciate it. Remember, in a world torn apart by fury, where colossal beasts reign supreme, this is where the hunt began. Here, treasures are found among shattered bones and ancient ruins, and lore is carved into stone tablets, whispered by the survivals of endless trial. The lights, they're the fleeting glow of fireflies and forging flames guiding your way through the wilds. This was Loot, Lore, and Lights. Again, my name was Adam. I was your guide as we discussed Monster Hunter Wilds. Together, we've uncovered the secrets of mighty predators, the stories buried beneath the claw, and the unbreakable will of those who dared to challenge the chaos. The signal is weak, but the stories are strong. Take care.